I have a confession. I used to do this. And then I would just walk away. Leave that mess for someone else. It's not just me. People do this billions of times a day. My confession is not that I used to do this. My confession is that I stopped. Because this isn't happening in the kitchen. It's happening in the bathroom. My name is Jay Hill. And yeah, I sit down to pee. There, I said it out loud in front of an audience, on camera. That feels risky. It feels like the sort of thing we're supposed to keep under the lid. When I say that I sit, I don't mean everywhere, every time. There are situations in which standing is my best option. And there are situations in which the options are few and all terrible. We've all been there in our most desperate hour where no one would want to sit. If you can stand, that's a luxury. If you have to hover, well, I hope you didn't skip leg day. I'm talking about smaller, more private spaces. In our homes, a small office, a clean single stall. When I was little, Dad taught me to stand. That's how it's done. And Mom, well, she had us cleaning the bathroom from a pretty young age. Together, they taught us to consider the work we leave for others. When I grew up, I realized I couldn't always square these lessons anymore. I would never splash apple juice on the floor of the kitchen and then leave it for someone else. So how could it be any different in the bathroom? And this is apple juice, by the way. If we choose to stand and make a mess, we're usually not the only ones who have to live with it. More often than not, we're not the ones who clean it up. That labor is quiet, often invisible, and it falls disproportionately to women. Sitting versus standing, this is not the most pressing issue of our time, but it does get to the very same question. How are we caring for one another? Now, lest you leave here thinking, that dude is making excuses for poor aim. Know that the physics are very clear. For an average adult who stands at the toilet, urine will travel 5 times farther than when sitting. Gravity is all about acceleration. So more distance means more speed, and more speed means more splash. Students of fluid dynamics at the Brigham Young University Splash Lab, the whiz kids, they've demonstrated that a stream loses cohesion and breaks apart into droplets after traveling just 6 inches. On contact, those droplets burst into many fine particles. That mist can travel several feet. If your feet are here, You're right there in the splash zone, too. It's true in basketball, and it's true in the bathroom. The taller you are, the more likely you are to get above the rim. We don't need a laboratory to see the evidence of battles fought and lost against an array of villains. There's Splitstream, Sidewinder, and the final boss, the Dribbler. Toilets are just not designed for this. Even urinals, purpose-built to the task, are a total disaster. The only affordance a toilet makes to standing is a hinged seat, a convenient way to cover up the crime scene. We all have a shared understanding of who's responsible for putting the seat up and putting it back down. But there's no real expectation for us to clean up after ourselves. It wasn't until I moved into my first apartment, with nobody else to blame, nobody else cleaning, that I really came to understand. No amount of care and contortion could keep things clean. Doing the same routine my whole life, but doubling in height, meant this really snuck up on me. I thought the only solution was vigilant cleaning, until a quiet realization. Everyone is already sitting down when they pee, sometimes. With zero effort, zero splash. Is it really such a big deal to apply to scenario number 1 the lessons of scenario number 2? For me, making this switch was easy. I just knew I couldn't talk about it. Over the last 25 years, my inner circle on this has expanded to 2 people. That's it, up until about 5 minutes ago. I know I'm not alone. The secret sitters are among us. Clean, content, quiet. Why did I have to figure this out on my own? Probably for the same reason it's taken me this long to say anything. The same reason I framed this as a confession. And the same reason why even now, standing here talking about it, has me feeling, well, flushed. Some unspoken rule still has a grip on me. It's not something external that I can parse and reason about, but something embedded in my body, something established and enforced by silence. We absorb these messages as children. We see what gets talked about and what doesn't, what conversations require hushed tones. Potty talk is naughty talk. Caricatures of masculinity and femininity become entwined with behaviors, and those with our sense of self. As adults, we know these ideas are cultural, not innate, not inevitable. No one stands at a toilet consciously trying to defend anything. We're just doing what we've always done. Defensiveness doesn't show up until someone pokes at the behavior. So when someone is foolish enough to poke, the reaction blows right past reason. It comes from identity, where it registers as threat. That's why what I'm saying can feed directly into narratives about eroding masculinity, a fear of feminization. The masculinity under threat is a shield around identity, armor against conversations like this one. Its protective power starts from a genuinely noble, sacrificial quality. I'll go hungry to make sure my children eat. I would lay down my life for you. Just don't ask me to sit on a toilet. Because I'm willing to make enormous sacrifices, you're not allowed to ask me to make small ones. Ones that would make me sit with discomfort. Genuine masculine strength does not just sacrifice selectively. It adapts to others and accounts for its impact. This is about more than the force of gravity. It's about the force of social gravity. It's strongest when we're not paying attention. For my part, I'm going to keep returning to the question: how are we caring for one another? For those of us still standing, there is no simpler place to begin. I invite you to join me. I mean, not join me, join me. But consider this as a practical act of care. Skip the splatter and sit when it matters. We all want to take a stand for something that matters. And sometimes taking a stand means taking a seat.